What is going on, Kopi Nation? Welcome back to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed, and in today's video, it's been a minute since I've done a fully dedicated Cornucopias update, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And what I want to touch on is going to be some of the latest updates and news surrounding this up-and-coming metaverse being built on Unreal Engine 5 on Cardano. So as a part of today's video, we're going to kick things off with a brief recap and some of the summary updates relating to Kopi Cafe, which, if you guys are not familiar, is going to be a series of videos, which I'll be leaving a link to down below, in which we get updates from Rob Gregg and Josh Jones about the development of the Cornucopias metaverse. To kick things off for today's video, we're going to start off by reviewing updates surrounding characters and avatars. Following that, we're going to jump into some recent news surrounding multiplayer progress. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Discord and the fact that this team is now gamifying the interactions within their Discord server in preparation for the release of their racing game as a part of Q2, as well as the testing for the actual metaverse. Now, towards the end of this video, I do want to touch on a recent partnership with Dega, and then we're going to close things out with arguably the biggest update that has just come live, which is going to be the player counts or player profiles, which are now live. So make sure to stick till the end to find out more about those player profiles, because if you are interested in becoming a tester for the Cornucopias metaverse, then you're going to want to make sure to go ahead and create your profile in order to get early access to this metaverse and the desktop launcher, which should be released very, very soon. So jumping into the very first update, we're going to be chatting a little bit about characters and avatars. Again, I recommend you guys go ahead and check out the Kopi Cafes if you guys actually want to hear everything directly from Rob and Josh. And they've also just released a brand new series here, which are going to be shorthand versions or recaps of the Kopi Cafes themselves if you guys are a little bit short on time. So as a part of, I believe it was episode number 51 or Kopi Cafe number 51, we got some news from Rob and Josh surrounding the fact that initially, once the actual metaverse testing begins, we're going to have access to a preset list of avatars that we can actually use within the testing environment. However, keep in mind that as a part of the initial versions, or at least the initial releases of the footage that we saw for Unreal Engine 4, we did get to see a customization portal that allows us to basically set or choose all of the different features and all the different characteristics of our avatar within the Cornucopias metaverse. Now, the team is working to adopt this in UE5 or Unreal Engine 5. And as they begin to do that, then that will be rolled out incrementally into the public. So early on, again, keep in mind, we're going to have a preset version or preset set of characters that we can choose from. And then as the metaverse rolls out, we're going to get that full customization feature, which allows for us to choose our character's hair, nose, eyes, all of the different ins and outs to really make you feel like you had your own personal avatar in the Cornucopias metaverse. Now, they also touched on the fact that as a part of customizing your character, you will have the ability to select certain costumes. Now, these costumes will be earned through different quests or through different challenges, but you'll also be able to purchase some of these costumes. And the really cool thing that Rob mentioned about this here was the fact that some of these will have different characters or different attributes that will actually make a difference in game. So they touched on the Royal Corn outfit, which, for example, I think Rob said, it gives you a little bit of protection from falls and different kind of attacks, whereas you may have some other kind of costume or outfit that provides you some other kind of benefits or has some kind of drawbacks in different parts of the metaverse. Now, the next thing that they did touch on was going to be the multiplayer progress. So jumping into updates surrounding the launch of the actual multiplayer portion of the game, we had seen that they had already launched an EC2 server using AWS, and they've now launched a second EC2 server, which is now going to be running 24/7 to support multiplayer interaction. As a part of, I believe it was Kopi Cafe episode number 51, they basically were able to walk around, and when I say they, I'm referring to Rob and Josh, were able to walk around and simultaneously, I think with 4 or 5 other game developers, show us a glimpse of Solace using their new multiplayer server. So I think what this is basically going to be opening up is going to be the doors for not only internal testing, but community testing, I think, with the OGs initially, and then we're going to see a rollout of the public or the multiplayer servers for the general public. So stay tuned for that. And keep in mind that, this is actually the goal of the metaverse, right? Is for it to support multiple players in multiple servers. Now, exactly how many players will be supported on each exact server, I think that is yet to be defined. But as they continue to kind of test and learn more about how they can kind of scale and how many people they can adopt, we'll probably get a little bit more clarity as to how many people can actually be supported on a single server at once. The next update I want to touch on is going to be surrounding Discord and the fact that this team is going to be aiming to gamify or spice up the Discord in preparation of the rollout of not only the racing game, but also the actual internal testing and the public testing of the full-blown metaverse. So Rob and Josh have alluded to the fact, and this is actually live right now, that you will now be able to earn corn on the daily. So they've got a fully dedicated channel, which I believe is going to be referred to as the Daily Corn channel, where you can basically come in there and claim your daily corn points. Now, all this is just going to be a random amount of corn tokens that'll be given away within their Discord every time that you interact or every day that you interact within that Discord. So it's pretty easy. All you do is go ahead and head over to that particular channel, which is right below the general channel, and you can enter a Discord command in order to claim your daily corn prize. As you begin to claim on multiple days, especially back to back, you do earn a little bit of a bonus, which then allows for you to accumulate the corn tokens a little bit faster. Now, if you're wondering what is the actual benefit or what is going to be the purpose of these corn coins or corn tokens that you can claim within the Discord, well, they'll allow for you to be able to enter into raffles. And Josh mentioned the fact that Matt, who actually has a background in photography, will be taking some landscape photography and just some scenery photos within the actual Cornucopias metaverse as he's developing it. And they'll be auctioning or raffling off some of those photos as NFTs into the community. So if you hold a little bit of these daily corn tokens or these daily corn prizes, you'll be able to use them to enter into different raffles. And they've actually said that they've also got some additional ideas that they'll be rolling out here for the community very soon. So stay tuned for that. But keep in mind that this has been going on for a little bit over 2 weeks now. And if you've not begun claiming your coin, it's not too late. All you need to do is go ahead and join their Discord, which I'll leave a link to down below as always for you guys to go ahead and join in on the fun. Now, they also touched on the fact that they will be going ahead and beginning random gamified NFT giveaways by potentially dropping things such as random seed phrases or potentially asking questions to the community and potentially giving away prizes to the first person or the second person or the third person that answers to some of those questions and giveaways correctly. So again, they're doing everything right now without having to kick off a paid marketing campaign in order to really fire up and gather the community in preparation for the launch and distribution of the desktop launcher and the racing MVP. Now, another thing to keep in mind, which was discussed, I believe, as a part of episode number 51, was the fact that they have now updated the actual Discord rules as well. If you guys have been in the Cornucopias Discord for a little bit of time, you would have noticed that at one point you could have seen all of the different roles and all the different sizes of the NFTs that you actually held if you held any land NFTs. So for example, if you would have held a small mythic, you would have been given a small mythic landholder role within their Discord. Now, some people were a little bit uncomfortable, and I believe that Rob was able to kind of tackle this by slimming down the role. So if you now hold, for example, a small mythic land plot, you'll now have a land plot holder role, which doesn't necessarily give away the fact that you're holding a particular type or a particular rarity. Again, I think they're doing this for security purposes. That way you're not able to kind of peep in to see what kind of assets some people hold, because again, some people may not want that to be public. So that's going to wrap it up there for updates so far surrounding characters and avatars, multiplayer progress, and the gamification of the Discord. The next thing I want to briefly touch on is going to be an update surrounding their partnership with Dega. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Dega, they're going to be a platform offering infrastructure for metaverses as well as DeFi platforms. Now, they'll also be offering services to allow platforms to deploy tokens, marketplaces, and etc. In terms of how Cornucopias is actually going to be leveraging and collaborating with Dega, we're going to see them basically hosting all of the metadata and all of the stats surrounding NFTs and the vehicles incorporated into the Cornucopias metaverse on the Dega chain. So a lot of this information, especially when it comes to metadata, because again, you can imagine that as you begin to use these NFTs on the actual Cornucopias metaverse, they're going to be accumulating a lot of information. Instead of storing all of that information directly on the Cardano L1, which would get extremely expensive very quickly, they're going to be doing that on the Dega chain. So certain aspects of the Cornucopias metaverse will actually be kept track of using this new platform. Now, as a part of the recent Kopi Cafe, I want to say it was 53. Again, don't quote me on that, but I think it's 53. We saw the actual CEO of the Dega chain having an interview with Rob and Josh. So check that out if you guys are interested in finding out more about what Dega is and what they're bringing into this space. But we also have actually seen Dega also getting ready for their ISPO. So if you guys are interested in the Dega chain and you want to potentially support them, you can do that by participating in their ISPO, which will be kicking off very, very soon. The last topic I want to touch on as a part of today's video is going to be surrounding the player accounts or player profiles, which have just gone live for the Cornucopias game. So in preparation of testing for the actual metaverse, as well as the rollout of the desktop launcher, we're now able to create our own customizable player profiles in order to get early access to this platform once the team is ready to release it to the public. So what I want to do is briefly walk you guys through the process of actually creating your profile. And at the time of shooting this video, the profiles have been out for a little bit over 3 or 4 days now, or at least the announcement has been out for over 3 to 4 days. And we now have over 900 accounts which have been registered. So make sure to go ahead and register, given the fact that we've got over 40,000 members in the Cornucopias Discord. Now, this is going to allow for you to create your own custom player profile. You'll also be able to connect your Web3 wallet or your crypto wallet in order to view your NFTs and begin setting everything up for the launch of the desktop launcher. All right, so in order to create our own customizable player account, we can head over to cornucopias.io/register. From here, I'm going to enter my email account. Next, I'm going to enter my username, and then I'm going to select the password. Now, once I've confirmed my password, I can go ahead and select whether or not I want to be included as a game tester. I would assume that for the majority of you guys watching this video, the answer to that will be yes. One last thing to note here is going to be that the usernames will not allow for you to enter in any swear words or curse words. And Rob and Josh basically mentioned that while this is something that they are working on now, obviously they're going to be a family-friendly platform, that there are some words that may not necessarily be considered as bad words that their system is currently filtering out. So if you're having any issues selecting or choosing your username, feel free to reach out to the team if you think that the words included in your username should not actually be blocked or prohibited. Next, I'm going to go ahead and click on a register. After registering, you'll be sent a 6-digit code to the email that you used during the registration process. And so I'm going to be plugging in that code here after grabbing it from my Gmail account. After confirming, I'm going to be prompted to connect my Discord account. And as long as I'm already signed into Discord, it should automatically recognize which account that I'd like to connect to my Cornucopias profile. Following that, I'm prompted to enable two-factor authentication, and I already have the Authenticator app, which I've already connected here, and I'm now entering the authentication code. Next, I'm prompted to connect my Nami wallet, and so I'm going to go ahead and select my wallet and confirm that I want to provide the Cornucopias website the ability to view all of my in-game assets or assets within my actual wallet. So once I've actually completed the connection, I am now ready to go ahead and view my profile. Now, once you've created your account, you do get an overview here, which you'll land on by default. On the left-hand side, you can see exactly all of the steps that you need to complete in order to successfully set up your account. So as you guys can see, I've already connected my wallet. I've also uploaded my avatar. I've set up my multi-factor authentication, and I've also connected my Discord account. You also have to confirm your email. And then again, during the initial signup process, as you guys saw, I was able to create or select my username. If at any point you want to edit any of these things or complete any of these tasks, you can go and view your account settings. And from here, you can update your avatar and you can edit some of your personal information, including your username, your email, and your Discord. Right below that, we've got some security features that we can set here, which include updating our password, as well as updating or enabling our two-factor authentication. Right below that, we've got the ability to add or remove our wallet. And then we can see all of our roles, which will be coming very soon based off of the NFTs that we currently hold. Jumping back out into the account overview, I can also see right below the account setup information, some of my in-game assets. So this includes my land plots, my NFT vehicles, as well as my NFT to tree NFTs that were minted a few months back. So this team, again, is going to be building out and expanding the player accounts. And this is actually going to be where we're also going to be able to access the desktop launcher once it's made available. So in order to see my in-game assets, I'm going to click on my game assets. And from here, I can quickly view the collections on the left-hand side. I can filter by them by checking off the ones that I want to see. And then I can also view or filter by rarity if I would like to do so. Again, this is a pretty cool feature here. And if this is loading for you quite slowly, you can turn off the display videos, in which you'll now just be presented with the images here to kind of speed the loading process up. So I think that's really going to be it here for the player account setup. Again, it's pretty straightforward. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave your comments down below. But I think that is going to bring us to an end or to a close here for today's video or update surrounding the Cornucopias game. If you guys appreciated today's update covering characters and avatars, the multiplayer progress, the gamification of the Discord, as well as the brand new partnership between Cornucopias and Dega, as well as the launch of the player accounts or player profiles, then please make sure to tap that like button. If you guys want more content just like this surrounding Cornucopias and the Cardano ecosystem, then consider subscribing. And then last but not least, if you guys have any questions about Cornucopias or anything that we touched on for today's video, then please make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.